All right, so it's been a couple of days and I've allowed the upholstery to dry out, and as you can tell, it is in much cleaner and better condition. It's not perfect, but it's in a lot better condition than it was when we brought it home from the junkyard. It does have one little small burn hole there, here, you know, a couple of small spots, but the main thing is the bun is not totally destroyed and the upholstery is still in good condition. Let's set that to the side and show you. This is what came out of the vehicle that we are trying to spruce up, so to speak. And there was the bun is completely gone, metal was exposed, you had no cushion right here when you got in and out, you were sliding across steel. And matter of fact, here's the pan, and this right here is what you were sliding back and forth across when you were getting in and out of the vehicle. So let's get into it, get set up, and got a couple things we're going to tell you about that seat cushion compared to this one. So these two seats are slightly different. They're enough that I'm really confident I'm going to be able to make the new cushion work on the old seat pan. I did not buy the new seat pan. I was thinking that they were going to be exactly the same, and when I got it home, got to looking at this one, the pans are different. But like I said, I don't think it's going to be enough that it's going to really matter. Wow, money falling out of the seat. Look at that. What was that about? So anyway, I think it's going to be enough the same that we can make it work. And how we're going to reattach this seat cushion to this pan is we're going to use zip ties. I've done it several times before, and the key thing is to get enough on it and to get it tight. I don't have any hog rings. Well, I think I actually do have hog rings, but I don't have the right hog ring pliers, and that's something in the future that I'm really going to need to see about investing in. But anyway, let's get into this and get it flipped over and see what we're going to have to do to make this seat cushion fit to this seat pan. There's a little bit of a gap right here. This bun right here, this section right here is deeper on this seat than it is on the one we bought. So what I think I can do is take and cut this piece off right here, cut it off a little bigger than what I need, and actually attach it to the other seat foam and bun, some people call them, seat cushion, bun, same thing. But take this piece that protrudes down and attach it to the other foam right here, so that when somebody sits in it, the seat doesn't just totally sink. So let's get our electric, let's get what we're going to use to cut this and get started. What I use and have used in the past when I need to trim up some of seat foam or foam like this is I use an electric carving knife. This is for carving up turkeys and hams and such, man. But these things work pretty good on the foam. So I've kind of laid them out side by side and kind of gotten an idea of what I'm going to need to trim off of this one. And I'm going to trim more than I need off of this one and see and trim a little bit at a time to get it down to where I like it. So let's get into it. And there you go, nice piece of foam. Fairly flat cut off there. You just got to take your time and try to do the best you can. Let's get this other piece in here and lay it in place, kind of take a look at it. I have a feeling I'm probably going to need to trim it down just a little bit, either trim this or trim this. Not sure which I'm going to do just yet. Actually, it probably needs to go in there like this. Yeah, that looks a little better. And you never know, I may get it in here and put it together and this be enough, you know, be the right thickness, and just have to trim the edges down. But let's put it together. Get our knife out of the way. Put it together and see what we got. Just remember, you got to be careful, guys, when you're using that knife, because it's a real knife, and it will cut the crap out of you if you're not careful. Whoa, look at that. I think that's going to be perfect. I don't think I'm going to need to do anything. That, the foam is right there. This meets the new bun. Well, I'd rather be lucky than good, so we'll take that. All right, let's take a look, kind of where it is, and just roll it up. I like Super 77 spray adhesive. I don't know if it's going to hold this foam. I've used this stuff on foam like this. Whoa, wind's blowing. Before, but with it being porous, it kind of is going to soak in and not work great, but I just want to keep it from shifting around. Just really saturate it up, and then we're gonna let it do its thing, you know, let it tack up a little bit. Man down, man down. Yeah, that's already tacking up and holding. Yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that right there. Oh yeah, we put a little pressure on it. Once it gets set down in that seat pan and has a little pressure on it, that'd probably be fine. Man down, man down. Super 77 is the stuff, man. I'll tell you what. Let's see. Let's lay our hand back over. Man, I couldn't ask for anything more than that. That's going to be a fine, I think, right there. It's kind of a gap right here that I need to account for, and put a little foam strip right under there. It's like carving a turkey. I'll set that over there. Let's see. We don't need, what else we don't need to do to trim? Let's see if that's gonna work. Okay, get that shoved up in there. I think that's going to be fine. I think we can. Put a little spray adhesive in the area. Oh, hold your can up straight. Chopper overspray on my cameras. Yeah, we'll step over here out of the way. I'd rather not have to try to clean spray adhesive off cameras. That tack up in the sun for a minute. Let's take this one, get it over here, hit it with a little spray. Okay, we'll let that tack up in the sunlight and see what we got. I think we're going to be good. Getting close, getting close. Sticking my fingers together, how about that? Oh yeah. All right, let's go and get the pan loaded in place. Started pulling some of the upholstery around, getting it in position, but we're gonna go get some of this sticky off our hands, and then we're gonna come back and talk about attaching the upholstery to the actual pan. All right, now that I got some of the goo off my hands, we can get back, oh, hello. We can get back to lining out exactly where we need to start thinking about attaching the seat upholstery to the seat pan. And since we talked earlier, I don't have hog rings, and we're gonna use zip ties. I have a bunch of the black, these are the good zip ties, these are pretty strong. But we're gonna start back here on the back, and this little tailpiece pulls up and around and holds the upholstery tight across the back of the seat. And well, we're gonna need to mark a couple of places because we're gonna need to drill a couple of holes to loop our zip ties around in the pan. So let's take a look. Lift it up and put a hole, mark a hole there. Do it in like 3 places. Hole there, and lay it over. And do one there. Let's see, where's our marking? And one there. And one right here. So we can make loops with our zip ties and hold this piece securely to the pan. Step bit, because that's what they say on the packages. This one is getting a little bit of wear on it. I really abuse this one, but I think it's still good enough on the tip to do the drilling I want to do. Anyway, Harbor Freight, like 10 bucks for a pack of 3. So pretty good. Oh, it's trying to walk. Maybe wrong. This one may be too dull. No, that's good. That'll be fine. Big enough for my zip tie to go through. Don't need to get carried away. Not really worried about the foam underneath. It's fine. Curious. Oh yeah. Poke some holes in that. And let's see what we can do with our zip ties now. We can get them to go up through there. That's going to be the trick. That will be the trick, getting our zip ties poked through. Just stick your finger under them. There we go. Got it. Just be careful with the seat pan. This thing is like, I think, made of razors. You don't have to secure them yet. Just, you know, I wonder. I'm just curious. I may like this better through the plastic. There's a couple different ways I've done this in the past, and I may like it through the plastic better to be a better secure hold, as opposed to going through that fabric. Fabric will have a tendency to tear. So let's do that instead. I think I like that better. Go right, yeah, see, go right through the plastic. Now just be careful again, as I said, trying to stick your fingers down in this pan because it's made out of sharp edges. Okay, 1. Easy. I feel it trying to cut my finger. 3. Go. Well, that one won't be a pain in the tuchus. It's all right, I got something for it. Leatherman, Leatherman. There we go. Feed it through. Here we go. You come up with some wire cutters and we'll snip them off, and that'll have that secure. There we go. Cut them off. All right, next we're going to take and secure this. You can't actually come up and sit here because this actually has to sit on the frame. So we have to make sure that it's kind of down below this, but I think it'll be fine, and I should be able to put a hole out here on the side and loop it. And this one over here, I should be able to put a hole here and loop it. So we'll see. Let's see what happens. Okay. And let's put a little hole in the plastic. Easy. Okay. Need to get it secured to the pan. You try to make sure that this one, like I said, actually stays right there. I can see it. Let's grab it with my pliers. I want it secured, but it's got to stay below. Get that zip tie below. There we go. And that's good and tight. That'll work. I have used zip ties to hold upholstery on so many times, and nobody even knew it. So Piece is nice and secure. All right, so where we're going to run into a little bit of an issue, I think, is going to be across the front. Not exactly sure how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it our best effort, best shot. And I'm thinking you might actually be able to see the zip ties on this one. Not sure yet how we're going to do it, but it's going to be okay one way or the other. Okay, let's get to drilling some holes and see what we can make happen. Big enough. Butterfinger. Little hole there. Little hole there. Little hole there. And little hole there. Just hold it on place. Ooh, perfect. Look at that. Get the front and back tacked in place. Oh, come on. Ooh, I saw it. What are we doing here? What are we doing? There we go. There it is. Okay. Trouble ringing the hole. No jokes, please. Okay, that's nice and secure. I think we can do something similar over here. I think I want to slit this where it'll drop down. Let's take our knife, see if we can cut that right there. That might not have been a good idea right there. Okay, we're gonna make it work. How about that, regardless? We're committed now, boys. Okay, let's drill some holes in the plastic. Whoop. Come on. Okay, I don't know if you can see this or not. We're going to try to give you as good a shot as we can. But we've got loops right here that that old seat was hog ringed to these loops right here in this pan. So what we can do is there's a plastic reinforcing piece, and it didn't want to come down and fit like I wanted it. So I took and cut it right here, okay, so that it would meet this pan okay. This is going to be underneath. You'll never see this right here. This is, like I said, it's underneath. So you got to do something to get it pulled around and tight. So that's what we did. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's what we did. So let's see if I've got my holes big enough. Yep. Oop. I'm gonna lose my, there we go. Fit them loosely, and once we get them all fitted, then we'll go back and tighten them up. Now we got this right here to flap over, and I'll need to probably drill a couple of holes, but I haven't decided if I want to do that or if I'm just going to try to glue this to the metal. I may just glue it down, because this doesn't do anything truly for the seat because it's held tight back here. To be honest, I could probably, since this wasn't on that seat, I could probably take a pair of scissors and just trim this piece off, and I may just do that because you won't actually see it, and it doesn't serve any function. Look at that, man. Nice seat bun, nice firm, good seat. All right, so we got this one over here left to do. So, go ahead, tie through, loosely secure it. And let's drill right there, and we'll pull it over to that. Come on. Don't drill my finger. Please, don't drill my finger. Ooh, sharp edge right there, boy. Be careful with that seat pan. Can't say it enough. And your power tools. We got a hole here somewhere. Easy with the comments, boys. There it is. Whoa, got carried away. Got carried away. There we go. Come on. All right. There. Snug it nice and snug up to the seat pan. Get these pulled in here snug. Try to keep the zip ties down, visibility down to a minimum. You might see them some, but we're trying to keep it to a minimum. All right, I think I'm gonna get either some scissors and just trim this off, because you'll never see this again. And there's no need for it. Not on this style pan. There we go. No more exposed metal. Nice firm seat cushion. I mean, what do you want for 10 bucks? This patient put back together again. I got it set up here on our mobile workstation. And we need to see about lining up our bolt holes. Getting our, let's see, how does that go? There we go. Getting our, yeah, got our bolt holes lined up. I guess that goes below that. Not sure. Guess I should pay closer attention to that when I was taking it apart. We'll check it when we put the seat pan on and see if we've got to route something a little different. All this work is going to pay off. Okay, I'm beginning to see where there were some differences in the upholstery. Let's take a look and see what we're going to have to do here. There's a slit over here that I'm seeing that I'm probably going to have to add over there. And there's kind of a difference in the flappage here. We'll see what we're going to need to do. Now let's compare the old to the new and see if we can figure out about where we need to cut it and how we need to cut it. Needs to go back at a pretty sharp angle right in here. This needs to be open, and I may have to take and cut that loose, this piece loose right here. Whoop. Unplug my knife. All right. Keep your fingers crossed. Ooh, that zipped fast. Cuts upholstery like nothing. And we're also going to go ahead and take this piece of plastic trim off of this other side real quick. See if that's going to work, or if we're going to do some more modifications. Okay, I'm getting closer. Bring that around. All right, let me bring y'all around so you can see what I'm dealing with. When I try to just show this, I've got to get the seat pan pulled into place, and it's a little thicker in the back. It's not a real big deal, but I need to go ahead and start these bolts here on the bottom, and then be able to pull the pan into place to get these top bolt holes in. Let's see if we can get those started by hand, and then we'll use them to pull it into place. Said it's a little different. Okay, all right, there it comes. It's just called figure it out as you go, guys. Not a big deal. As you go. All right, we had some little struggles there. My fault, wasn't paying close enough attention to when I took it apart to how it goes back together. It's not a big deal. It just took me a minute to figure out the sequencing so that we could get it put back together. Problem was I had this piece on, and I was trying to put this piece over the top of it because I was thinking it went behind it, but no, it goes plastic trim piece, then seatbelt buckle. Not a big deal. Sometimes it might help to go back and review your video to see how you took something apart. There we go, guys. Got the seat put back together. Had to do a little bit of figuring and a little bit of modifying to quite get the seat bucket and upholstery to work with this frame. Not a big deal. Just kind of need to back up and look at things real quick, and you can figure this kind of stuff out. That seat right there sure looks a whole lot better than that seat bottom right there. So if you like these budget-friendly type videos, I got $11 tied up in fixing this seat, and it's a little bit of time. And if you've priced upholstery lately, you know that's pretty dang cheap to get a seat fixed in your truck. So if you like these kind of videos, go down there and hit the subscribe button. You'll be able to see when I put a video up, show you how to do this kind of thing. In the meantime, there ought to be one coming on the screen.